Hey y'all, Equity.Guru founder Chris Parry here with my daily rant. Look, I'm going back in the history books a little bit with Equity.Guru on this one today. Not for any real reason other than I'm a broken human being. I'll elucidate. I was at the physiotherapist this morning. Hey, I'm 53, so a couple of months ago I sort of pushed myself up out of bed with one arm here, and my shoulder just went twang. And so now I'm at a place where I can't lift it above that, and I can't get out beyond that, and physiotherapy, but more importantly, I'm not using this arm so much, right? I'm favoring it because it hurts. And so when you stop using an arm when you're 20, well, the arm just basically does its thing. But when you're 53 and you stop it, your muscle starts to degrade, and that's the issue that I'm facing, which brings me to a product that we talked about a lot about 9 months ago, 12 months ago, and haven't mentioned much since because, hey, they're not clients anymore, and the product is out there in the world and it's doing its thing. The product is called Element Nutrition. Specifically, they have a beverage called Rejuvenate, which is an amino acid supplement, something that you're supposed to drink in the morning that helps you either gain muscle if you're working out or prevents you from losing so much muscle if you're not. In my situation, that's an important thing. Look, I eat like a single dad and treat my body like a 20-year-old does, and it's not a great combination. So I got to start getting a little bit serious about these things. Now, along that path of getting serious about these things, I tried Rejuvenate, and I've tried its competitors in the space, which are the competitors sell hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product. They're in every supermarket shelf. So along comes Rejuvenate to try and push in on that market, and the first thing everyone says is, well, one, does your thing will actually work? Well, okay, you've got a whole bunch of things to do with this that are important to know. One, there's clinical research that shows that if you do use the product alongside exercise, you will build more muscle. If you use it without the exercise, you will lose less muscle than you would otherwise. So those are two important things. Also important, though, to understand is that this product is formulated in a way that relates to the biggest audience of niche audiences. What do I mean by that? I mean, you don't want something that's going to go out there that people who are lactose intolerant can't do. You don't want something going out there that people who are having sugar issues are going to have struggles with. You don't want, modified products. You want it to be as natural as possible. You want it to be vegan friendly. You want vegetarian friendly. You want it to be recyclable in the packaging. You want it to be, kosher for that matter. Like, there's all these things that can take someone away from your product. Now, these guys have created this product to not take those things away, to actually keep as many people potentially on board by virtue of the fact that it is not full of poison. It is just materials that help you keep healthier, right? I think that's a really important thing. If I'm looking at a product that isn't sugar-free, I can't take it, right? I'm type 2 diabetic, sugar is important to me. Dairy-free, I know I've got family that are lactose intolerant. Gluten-free, I've got family that have issues with gluten. Keto-friendly, I don't know anyone who's on the keto diet, but hey, what the hell? Why not? For me, a product like that takes it past the existing products that are on the shelf. Products like Ensure that can't say any of those things. Eventually, at some point, someone's going to look at those two products on the shelf next to one another, see that they both look pretty much the same, is going to give Rejuvenate a try, and they're going to find, one, what I found tastes better, two, doesn't feel weird texture-wise, and three, when you look at the packet and see the good things about it, okay, I can do this a little bit and not feel like I'm putting poison in my body, which a lot of these protein beverages are pretty bad on that front. Okay, so enough of the product. I use the product. So I've got a vested interest in this thing. I also own stock in the company. So, there's two parts there. But what really makes me happy about this company, even though it's not profitable yet, it lost $3 million the last quarter I saw. It's raising $5 million right now at a discount. So, hey, if you have the means, if you're an accredited investor, this is a good time to jump in. 25 cents a share you get plus a warrant for a share that is actually at 33 cents. Hey, discounts are good if you're the guy who can get the discount. But regardless of that, because there's a discount, share price isn't going to move for a little while. It's stuck where it's going to be until they close that financing. Once that financing closes and people aren't selling the stock for 33 cents to rebuy it at 25, I would expect that we're going to see some upward movement on this thing. The other reason I think we're going to see some upward movement on it is the share chart itself right now. Look, from the start, this thing was an 84-cent stock. It went through late last year through a few things. Hey, financials with a loss on them tend to scare people even if you're in growth phase. To mine, what's interesting about this thing right now is if you look at the news flow, aside from the financing that they've got patents that have come in. They pegged their sales in 2021 at 2.4 million, which is a decent return on a first year sales cycle. They just announced they got into Publix, which has 1,200 stores in the southeast of the US. They're also in Walgreens. They're in Sam's Club, which is connected to Walmart. Longo's, Fortino's. Hell, they're in... and they're on Amazon. They're in Shoppers Drug Mart. Like, they're all over the damn place. And so for me, I've been related to companies before in the food space that have like come out with a product that's really good. And so next step is we've got to get on supermarket shelves. You know how you get on a supermarket shelf? You buy your way on. Right? That's the only way to do it. You can come out with the best product known to man, but until you can show that people will buy it in place of the existing big corporation generic product, you don't get on shelves. Or if you do, you get a tiny little bit on the bottom corner where no one looks. But you certainly don't get 1,200 stores. You certainly don't get Walgreens, CVS. Like, come on, man. These are big companies that are putting not just this product on the shelf, but buying return POs. Okay, so this is a real deal for me. Any company that I personally use, and I can see that I'm not an irregular person in this, and I can go to the store and I can see it on the shelf, and I can see that it's selling. And man, like a $30 million company doing $2 million in annual revenue, up 100% over the previous year, that's a good place to be. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the stock chart looks good. It looks like shit, right? But that is an opportunity. A stock chart that has had trouble over the last year is a stock chart that is going to scare a lot of people away. That brings a discount for those that have the balls for it or who see the vision over the long haul. I see the vision for Element. Now, I bought this stock before it opened, right? I was an investor when it was private. So when it opened at 80 cents, I could have dumped all my stock and been like, thank you very much, I'm out the door. I certainly, thinking about it, wouldn't have appreciated moving down to 30 cents. But here we are. I still have the stock. I haven't sold it. And you know why? Because it's a damn bargain at 30 cents. And it was a bargain at 80 cents. And quite frankly, I think there's a long-term potential in this thing that is really interesting and is going to really help people like me or people who are me. So if I can use a product that's going to be healthier for me, invest in a product where I think there's an upward trajectory on the share price and a long-term future, and quite frankly, that if they sold it today to one of their competitors would bring in more money than the market cap. I can see that they're developing new products, that they're getting IP. These are all the things you want to see in a company that is consumer-based good. Why would I get out of that, right? I don't need the money that much that I need to sell the stock at 30 and look for something else. At 30, I'm a buyer. I'm not a seller. In fact, Top of Works just sells here. I'll just buy a little bit more while we're at it. Because 32 cents is a bargain. I'm buying. Don't mind me. I'm fine. All right. Purchased. All right. So there you have it. As I'm talking about the stock, I actually bought some of the stock because I should really follow my own damn instruction. Look, any beverage product that's direct to consumer is going to face a hard row to hoe. It is hard getting your product out to shelves. It's hard getting meetings with those large companies. These guys They get the meetings. They've got the product that improves upon the generic that's already out there that sells 1 million products every week. If they can just come in and make a small dent on that, which they have, that's worthy of applause. If they can continue growing that small dent, well, then you're really onto something here. Now, this is the big challenge. Will the next quarter show an increase in sales and a decrease in losses? If it does, I believe this thing is off to the races, and I'm betting that that's going to be the case because this company has delivered on all fronts previously.